Welcome back to the legal video series presented by the Law Office of Joseph Abrams. I'm criminal defense attorney Joseph Abrams, and I answer your most common questions about federal criminal law in easy to understand terms. So let's take a look at today's question. Following the imposition of a federal sentence of imprisonment, the Bureau of Prisons, also known as the BOP, begins the process of designating the defendant to a facility for service of their sentence. Under federal law, the BOP has exclusive discretion to assign the defendant to any facility in the country. The BOP's Designation and Sentence Computation Center, located in Grand Prairie, Texas, makes the initial custody classification and designation based on BOP variables and public safety factors, and also calculates the exact sentence length. After the inmate is designated to a facility, institution staff are then responsible for the security and custody classification for the inmate. So, what are the factors taken into account in the designation decision-making process? First is the level of security and staff supervision that the inmate requires. For example, if an inmate has a high security level, it's important that they are designated to an institution that employs sufficient and capable staff. Another factor is the inmate's medical care needs. So, an inmate with serious medical care needs may be designated to one of the BOP's 6 specialized medical care facilities, such as the one in Springfield, Missouri. Another factor is the inmate's rehabilitation needs, such as substance abuse treatment, education and vocational training, and mental health treatment needs. These types of programs are widely available across BOP institutions. There are also a number of administrative factors that are also considered. These include judicial recommendations made on the record at the inmate's sentencing hearing. Separation needs, that is, the need to separate certain inmates from one another. And security measures required to ensure the safety of victims, witnesses, and the general public. Lastly, proximity to the inmate's release residence is also taken into account. Inmates are designated as close as practicable to their primary residence, and again, to the extent possible, to a facility within 500 miles of that residence. In closing, I'd like to address one additional factor, and that is a defendant who is sentenced while on bond will often be granted by the judge a self-surrender date to voluntarily surrender at the BOP facility to which they have been designated. Defense attorneys and defendants should always request a self-surrender date if possible. Why? Because the BOP draws a positive inference from the court's determination that the defendant is sufficiently trustworthy to surrender voluntarily, which will favorably impact the inmate's classification and designation decisions. This has been criminal defense attorney Joseph Abrams. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you next time when I answer another of your questions about federal criminal law.